Want to be a part of the revival? Get your exclusive merch now. Shop our online store and show your hometown spirit.
Hey guys, Brad Clay here, once again, director and executive producer of Cal's Hometown Revival. And hopefully you have just watched our Brady, Texas episode. And so once again, I'm here with Adam Carter, executive producer, editor, and then, of course, you guys know the star of the show, Miss Calina, Mishay, also known as Cal. And so Brady, Texas, so much fun.
So much fun.
Brady was great.
Amazing episode. I love that episode.
It starts out where me and you, and we can talk about this too, because the first people on set was me and you. I roll in and we have to be at Sailor Springs Ranch because they are doing a pig in the ground roast. And we roll in, I pick you up at the hotel, and they're like, we're pulling the pig out of the ground in 3 minutes. And we're 7 minutes away. And this is the first part of the episode. Thank the Lord I did not run into a Texas Highway Patrol officer. Because I drove a little bit quicker than probably what we were supposed to.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Me and you pull in, and I literally try to wire a mic on you, and we run.
Yeah.
To the pig actually getting pulled out of the ground. Like from the moment we parked in the parking lot till when you were eating off of a pig that was roasted in the ground was probably 7 minutes.
Top 7
Maybe.
minutes. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
it was
for
7.
sure.
I mean, it was a crazy whirlwind of a moment.
It was a good introduction into Brady for sure.
That's how it started.
Yes.
That's how Brady started for
Yeah.
us. Mm-hmm. But you'd never done that before?
No, it was really cool. I've always heard about it, but I've never experienced it.
It's very Texas, very it was a bunch of people there. It was a company. I mean, it was like we just invited, we crashed a company party. Which is it's
a very small town of us, actually.
It really was. We just showed up. It was like a plumbing company,
it's like employee, a thank you. Yeah,
it was like an employee appreciation
dinner.
or an employee client appreciation.
And then they let me go first. I was like, no.
Man, you guys, I tell you, y'all come and unclogged our toilet so many times. I can't even tell you how much we appreciate you. We're here to eat this pig you've roasted in the ground.
Yeah.
And it was a ton of fun. I also learned something that you are absolutely horrible at throwing an axe.
I hit it one time.
We couldn't put them all in the episode of how many times.
I did. But they're like this. Chop, 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 chop. Yeah, she missed.
I think it was the board, guys. I've thrown an axe before. It was fine.
What's funny about that is that you actually made it stick on your second throw.
I thought it was my first throw.
It was your first throw.
Yeah, that's why I was excited.
And we were like, man, Cal's a natural.
She's got it.
70 more
then
times.
She didn't.
Can we just get one more?
That's what I kept saying. Can we get one more?
One more. We need just one more.
There was not another.
I missed the board completely, actually. More times than I hit it.
I know. I was there.
Not as good as those bow and arrow skills of yours.
I am a bow hunter, and
I saw that.
It didn't speak well to me. And that was not the normal equipment that I use. That was actually a pretty funny moment. That was a pretty funny moment as well. And then as we touched on, you went into a cave in Coleman, Texas.
I thought that the airplane was going to be kind of like
like Coleman.
The Coleman airplane. I thought, oh man, that's off the list. So surely we're not going to go up and want to do anything like that on that level of anxiety.
You clearly have not been around us long enough.
I haven't.
If you expect that we're not like, what's going to make great television?
Well, and so here's the thing that you don't know about in the episode. We were on this trailer. We drive in the middle of nowhere.
It's like a hayride.
A hayride.
That they do.
So, they're just kind of making it sound like it's going to be so fun, right? And so I'm like, yeah, hey, ride, woohoo, country. And we pull up, and he's like, can anyone guess what direction the cave is in? Do you remember this? Mm-hmm. And I am thinking cave. Like you walk in a cave. So I was like, oh, yeah, I can do this all day. I didn't even realize there's literally caves in the ground. So you couldn't see it. We just parked in the middle of nowhere, and he was like, just point in a direction. And I just happened to point, and he was like, congratulations, you get to be the first one to go in there.
And I know that's not in the episode, but actually there was probably at least 20 other people with us.
Yes.
And you are the only one that pointed in the right direction. He was like, so you're going to be the first one to go in the cave. We get there, and it is literally you see it in the episode, but it's just
it's tiny.
It's a crawl space.
I honestly didn't think I was going to be able to fit into that hole. Like, I was like, I can't fit in that. And you're like, oh no, you are going to fit into that. and he's telling this pretty dramatic story about this said cave, right? And I'm learning everything about the cave as I'm listening to this story. And he's like, there's stuff on the walls, and nobody had been in that cave in probably months. Like, I was going to be the first one to make sure there was no snakes down there. There wasn't water in there. Y'all didn't even check it out before I go. What would happen to me in there?
It would have made great,
brilliant television was what would have happened in there.
That's right.
Beautiful, irreplaceable television.
You would have climbed in there, and there was just a puma.
Yeah.
Oh, kitty cat.
There's just a Bigfoot's family, and you're in there just fighting them.
Oh yeah, that would have been great TV.
I mean, it would have been like I can't think of a scenario that it's not good TV.
Oh my gosh,
I can't think of one.
So I go into the little ladder. No idea how deep it is. Nothing. And I'm in there, and I start crouching around, and I have my camera phone, and when I look up, all of the crickets were on the ceiling, and I did a good job of not freaking out, but they were literally raining down on me when I shined the light on them. They started freaking out. They're like, ah, 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 and it was like raining crickets. And
I wasn't there for this part of the filming of this episode, but my favorite thing was going through it and looking at the footage and watching. I'll never forget when you pan up and you tilt the camera up and you're seeing it, and you're like, oh, and then you get to like a big pot of them and you just go, oh. That's the sound. And it was just like your body was going, run, 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 and you just.
And there's nowhere to go because I'm in a cave.
I'm in a cave.
So explain to people, how big was it down there?
It was probably like a tall wise. I mean, we could stand at the ladder. This is probably like 5 feet tall, maybe 5.5 feet tall, but it was maybe 10 feet around. But then it went smaller and smaller and smaller. So he was actually saying he was going down like.
Yeah, he's crawled back through.
Like half a mile, like on his stomach with the rocks on his back where you have to back out.
Right.
With like a headlight on.
Nah, it ain't happening.
Nope.
And like didn't tell his wife where he was at, so she was like had no idea where he was at, and he was like she's like, what if something would have happened to you in that cave? We would have never found you.
Yeah, there's so many things that are cool in the story that you wish you could put in the episode, because we have him telling the story, but there's only so much time.
Right, yeah, there's so much to it.
Which is why we do this.
Yeah.
Right, that's why we're doing this. So, Sailor Springs Ranch, a super cool place.
Yes.
I mean, the river there.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful place. I know they use it for a wedding venue and just a ton of family reunions and things like that there. And so, it was really cool. We got to kind of open the episode, get to learn some of the history of the area, obviously the river being there. But it was a really, really cool way for us to open, that episode, I felt like, and really kind of get a different maybe perspective of Brady, Texas, in a sense. It really was a pretty cool experience for sure, And so, anyway, outside of that, some other unique places that we ventured into. If you want to share a little bit about maybe your favorite Oh,
Listen, the hotel was haunted.
I forgot about
Do you remember?
this.
No, and you
I
were
forgot
in.
about
I
this.
forgot it. Blocked it out.
Jordan and I were in a room together, and Brad was like knocking on the door, like, "Can I just sit in here for a while?" Because I'm pretty sure I saw my door open by itself.
The hotel downtown. I mean, there's a story of a big statue being pushed over.
Yes. Like everybody
was-
at the bar knew this story.
Right, because there was a ton of people there when it happened.
Yeah.
And so there's a whole thing about this hotel being haunted. Mm-hmm. And I am laying in bed, and my door opens to a bathroom, and my bathroom door is shut. And I remember laying there and my bathroom door opening.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Nope. No. And
And
hey,
then
what are you
my-
guys doing? You need someone to hang out with you for a little bit?
What are you
Can I sleep in your chair right here?
It has the vibes too that you would feel of like this could be haunted. Like it has those vibes.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
it wasn't just
the
you that
scene
stuff
was
happened
set.
to either.
No, it wasn't just me. I mean, it was other people. There was other people that had
On our crew.
like lights turning
Titus. Titus is one of our camera operators. Super cool dude. Love
Yeah.
Titus.
Love Titus.
And Titus is laying in his bed and he's like texting his wife or something like that. And we had already told him all this stuff about how like it's haunted, like something weird happened to Brad the night before, all this stuff. And Titus is sitting there and he's doing something on his phone and his lights in his room just pew! And he goes, I said, "What did you do?" And he goes, "I just went, hey, turn that back on," which is the most Titus response that you can say.
Just told the ghost,
Just, hey,
Turn that
I'm
light
using that.
I need that light back on.
Oh,
100%. That sounds so much like Titus. And so that was a crazy, but that place was such a cool. First off, there was a shooting there. Back in the day, it was
Wasn't
like a
it
poker room.
Yeah.
A poker room. And
In your room, wasn't it?
No, it was down in the main
Oh,
room.
yeah,
They
down in
had
the
okay,
main room.
okay, okay.
Yeah,
like
down in the main
like
room.
a good old Mexican standoff. You know, like all the guns are drawn and like it's like an old West Corral shootout.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And I think they said there's still the bullet hole in the wall.
They said like the bullet hole's still in the wall, and they're like, that dude that got shot, he's the one that roams the halls and messes with stuff. And it's like neat.
Well, you know, another thing, I remember the guy who let us into the room that lives there.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, "Oh yeah," and he goes, "You know what the ghost's favorite thing to do is tickle your feet while you're asleep." And I'm like, "Heck no, bro! Don't you touch my feet, bro? Don't be messing with my feet." Cal makes it easy. You know, them eagle claws are out all the time. You know what I mean? Like them toes are out all the time. That ghost was.
That goes like, ugh. I think I'll pass.
I'm not tickling those. See the bottom of them suckers? Golly. Snatch a salmon out of a river with those suckers. You know what I mean?
Oh, geez.
Oh my gosh, and that makes me laugh too. Oh my gosh, I was gonna say, because even the people there, like that little dance scene was legit. They do that every week. They dance and they sing and the music and the.
Well, the dance scene too. I want people to understand this too. Zero staged.
Not planned at all.
Not planned
at all.
Nothing. We come back to the hotel. They're dancing and the band. I mean, like we knew there was going to be live music. Like they told us, like, hey, there's going to be live music. We knew that, but that's the extent of it.
They didn't say there's going to be 30 people in here dancing.
Square. But when I walked in, there was like multiple older gentlemen who just came and grabbed me out.
May I have this dance?
And the guy in the actual
I love
clip-
the one guy who's still on his cell phone dancing with
He's
it.
just like, yeah, I got
He's like,
this.
I'm not breaking.
He's spinning you around having a good
I
time.
like you, but not enough to hang up this phone call.
They had to grab me out of there. Y'all had to steal me. But we were in there, and the guy that I was actually dancing with on the clip, we have a running joke about making fun of my bare feet and my nasty country feet. And we were talking about this in front of him, and he's like, "You want to see some toes? Do you remember?"
I do.
I remember.
We should put that clip in right now.
See if we can find it and throw it in. Bonus episode content right here.
He was probably in his 60s.
Oh, well into his 60s, yeah.
He sits on the floor, takes his sock off, and he goes, "Now these are some toes." And it was an entire pedicure of like an American flag.
He did. They were painted. His toenails were painted.
And detailed. Like,
Oh yeah.
I mean,
like he went to a salon.
That was
and had it done.
Guilty pleasure.
I
That
love.
was his thing. He had to get.
Well, I
his
mean,
petty.
if you're
For
at a
this
place that a
moment.
ghost likes to tickle feet, you want to bless him. You know what I mean?
you want to make sure it's worth it for him.
Right. If that's where you're gonna hang out, give him a little taste.
Oh my
jeez.
gosh.
Yeah. So
Like that's the stuff you literally cannot make that stuff up.
right. I mean,
Like,
this
you
is the
can't make
fun
it
part about doing. I think this is some of the fun part of doing the show, is that we might have an outline of the episode, but we don't have a script.
Because this has been my life. This has been my real life. This stuff happens to me everywhere I go. I don't know if it's just a small town quirkiness that people just are interested in what you're doing, but there's characters everywhere, and they are just drawn to the art and drawn to us being around, and the shenanigans happen on their own.
Yeah, we did not plan any of that. That just happened naturally. It just did. It just happened naturally. And so, speaking of quirky, there's another place there that you tricked me to get there.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh,
It's one of my favorite places. It's called D&J Good Old Days. And D&J stands for Deanne and Joe, and they're a couple, and they're the coolest. But they have had like this passion.
almost put those teeth in your mouth.
I would have put the teeth in my mouth, but Adam is just a joy
Don't put it in your mouth. Do not put that in your mouth.
You guys would have loved
It's
it.
like a 3-year-old.
You would have loved it. It would have been great. But I have gone there for so many years. Just pop in anytime I go through Brady. Like, they have the coolest finds. So it's an oddity store. It's not just an antique store. It's also an oddity store. Like, they go to these estate sales all over the U.S. They know every piece of history behind everything that they bring home. Like, we went to their house. Remember? That was their house that we went to. That there was a redone church that they redid.
Oh, it's incredible.
They have a slide.
They have a
in
slide
there.
from the second story that goes down into the basement.
And
their
every
grandkids.
inch of that house is just
And their
thought
backyard
of.
looks like Alice in Wonderland.
Because
There's white rabbits running around in the backyard.
they are those people. And truly, I mean, they're
Just unique.
and one of a kind people for sure. And so anytime you go in there, like, I remember sitting in a floor one time of like reading like just old love letters from the war that they had in a big like chest there. But they have, weird stuff, glass eyeballs. They have that whole mannequin setup that's given birth.
Yeah, they have that giant like birthing station. Like they have oddities. They've got them.
Yes.
I mean, it's like the story he tells in the episode, like the embalming machines and the guy that buys the embalming machines to turn them into daiquiri machines.
But they have, I have had many heart-to-hearts with them over the years about life. They're just so genuinely good-hearted people. Like, they have saved books for me, and they've done things of just thinking about me and put it aside. And anytime I go through there, anytime I tell anyone, go through, you have to stop at D&J Good Old Days.
Such a cool place.
Such a cool place. And they have a couple of stores now, a couple buildings, but just...
I mean, honestly, you could easily spend several hours there.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing, like when you sat down and talked with them, like if we were to put the full interview on there with you just talking, and it's so interesting just because just as much as they collect all these good things, I think they're more in the business of collecting stories. Mm-hmm. Because the things that they have are kind of just things, but the story that's attached to them is what makes them so cool.
100%. And that is the neat thing about Joe is he can tell you every one of those stories.
It's awesome. Like you comment down below if you want us to release the entire interview, and it would be really cool.
Yeah.
Because it's very interesting.
And I on that too, I love that we can tell people to comment things. This is my first YouTube experience. Guys, comment. I'm not a technology person at all.
You're
so
not.
I love that right there.
Yeah.
Look at Adam.
It's the YouTuber stuff. It's the YouTuber stuff.
I'm going to have to get used to this verbiage.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Ding, ding.
Hit that thumbs up button so it adds us to the algorithm.
Sorry. Okay, so but Brady 2 was kind of the first episode. Really, we started getting the crew involved on the show.
We did, yeah. So we allegedly jaywalk across the street when you
No
leave
video
me.
evidence.
No video evidence.
We had the road shut down.
Yeah, you bet we did. We jaywalk across, and Gilly, our sound engineer, running with the boom pole across a busy state highway.
Yeah, literally.
Very
State
busy.
highway.
Yeah,
Very
state
busy.
highway. That was that. I mean, that was fun having the crew involved. You get to see the little bit of the crew and be able to eyeball that. But it really was interesting too. And this is you talk about it in the episode, but the popcorn machine.
Yes.
It's a furniture store because your mural is on the side of a furniture store, correct? Mm-hmm. And right when you pull into the downtown square, and this furniture store every day pops bags of popcorn, and it just sits out front.
Yeah, it was delicious. It was so good.
How many bags of popcorn have you eaten?
Dude, I can't. That saved me, that popcorn. You know what I mean? Like, for anything, just to have a break, just to have a minute to go around. And it was really good popcorn.
Yeah.
But that is just, like, the things that I so love about these little communities is, like, they can do that. They can put out fresh popcorn every day. And it's just such a little... It's a small gesture, but it just makes you feel at home. Like you're welcome. Like you're a part of what's going on in that little community. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so sweet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This are the little things that make communities like that just feel at home, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's very, very soulful. And that's one of the things that sticks out to me. And some things that don't make the episode too, in places. I mean, we may go and do a whole filming at a location. One of those is we went to a museum that's a jail.
Yeah.
Used to be a jail. And I don't think any of this actually fit in. I mean, we just didn't have time.
Want to be a part of the revival?
But
Get your
it
exclusive
had
merch now.
The hanging.
Shop our online
okay,
store
just
and
for a
show
second.
your hometown
You got
spirit. There was a hangman's noose, and then there was like the actual
floor
trap
dropped.
door
The trap
where you
door.
fall. And they're like, yeah, it never got used in the history of the jail. But they were like, hey, just go stand on there. Put your head inside there. Let's get it on film. And that piece of metal that was over that trap door was so flimsy. And y'all are like, yeah, Cal, go ahead and put your neck in that noose. And
That's okay. We welded an old stop sign on there. It's all right.
You go, I'll make for great TV. I mean, I swear. I swear. I have to be my own advocate here.
Yeah, so that I know none of that made it into the episode, but there's a lot of history in Brady, Texas.
Yeah, the music museum.
Yeah.
All the nudie suits. That was so cool. That was so cool.
It really, really. I mean, like you go into that. I mean, if you're a country western fan, even from the heydays of country music, like for me, George Strait, Garth Brooks, Dolly Parton, like
Patsy
from
Cline.
but that's what I was gonna say. All the way back to Patsy. I mean, you just keep going back. They had outfits that they had worn on stage.
Yeah, and a lot of them were the nudie suits. It's made by a certain man, and it was all the bedazzled stuff.
Right.
And they're like,
Now, when we say nudie suits, let's just clarify.
yes.
That's a guy.
That's a person's name.
It's a guy.
They weren't,
This isn't Emperor's got no clothes, okay?
Yeah, exactly. This was a lot of clothes and a lot of shimmer.
California revival. Bam, chicka, bam.
No, that's not it.
No.
But these suits were incredible, and like I said, you got to wear one. You tried to steal one.
Oh yeah, it was great. They're like $5,000 just for the jacket. So.
Yeah, incredible. And so we got to walk around, see, like you said, people from Patsy Cline to Hank Williams to all these different people and the stuff that they wore. Is there some other favorite things in Brady that you want to just? Was there places? Anything you want to elaborate on Brady? I mean, I know we touched on a ton of stuff. I mean, the hotel was incredible.
Yeah. No.
Food there was great too.
Yeah, the little Italian place. I just don't remember off the top of my head what it was. The name.
Yeah.
But it was good. Downtown. I mean, Brady in general is just a treat. It's actually just right up the road from Coleman, actually. So you could hit both of them in the same trip if you wanted to, and that's so neat. But I have multiple murals there. But you have places to eat and places to shop and stay, and just really great people. Just really great people, genuine people, and I so enjoyed Brady.
Brady was a ton of fun for us too, and I felt like Brady was easy. Like Brady was easy for us. It just came together well. It was seamless. It was easy to do, and a lot of that comes back on just the people there. Made that an easy place to go and film. It was an easy place for us to show up. They made our entire crew feel welcome, and it turned out to be a great episode because of that.
You could really tell that they loved their community.
They did.
The love that they have for their community was evident not only in how they treated us as a crew and a TV show and all that stuff, but it was also evident in just how they talked about their town. Like, I don't think I heard anybody say one negative thing the entire time we were there about their community.
And we've actually had that happen before. Not filming for Cal's Hometown Revival, but for other things we've done for economic development, where we've had people be like, I don't have anything good to say about this town.
Yeah.
That's not the case in Brady. People love Brady. And Brady's kind of come a little bit of a hot spot for people to visit. Like, it's a cool town.
The American dream is still alive and well in those communities. And Brady's a prime example. Heather, who bought the hotel, she's country music.
Yeah.
She moved from California to buy that hotel and renovate it in Brady. D&J's is kind of the same way. They moved there. They wanted a house. The thing is you can still afford one of these very cool old Victorian houses on a big block with huge trees in a yard, and you can still afford to open a business on the square and invest in what you do and matters in a small place like that, right?
Sure.
So people are leaving places like Austin, leaving places like Dallas because they can work remote and they can still buy in and feel a part of a community and feel like the effort that they put out really matters.
For sure.
And that's what's so cool about those places.
And it makes it special.
Yeah.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed so much the Brady episode like we did. It was so much fun to go and film there. The quirkiness, the ghosts, the whole bit of it. And we think a trip to Brady, Texas would be incredible. It would be a great thing for you and your family, your friends. Go check it out. We had a great time in Brady. And so anyway, make sure you give us a follow on social media. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We'd love for you to do that. And then also here on YouTube, we'd love for you to give us a like to this video. Also make sure you've subscribed. And we hope you enjoyed our little behind the scenes of Brady, Texas. And we'll see you on the next one.
Come join the family and follow us on all of our social media.
Roll it!